Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Oh yes, I'm waiting to be deported. You know what? We are aware of the plottings and they're coming from, those red beret. I know there was a campaign that was, launched just to decampaign me, but it's not working. I'm a bona fide of this country. I was born and bred in Deep Kloof. This is not in Soweto and not in Zimbabwe. And that's the same reason why I want to put my own fellow South Africans first, because I know their struggles. I know what happens. If you can look in this community, how many people are walking around. This tells you that the unemployment rate is too high. Now, our people are suffering, and yet we have foreigners who are employed. They are in those companies.
Peace in Pan Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Seso. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane, host in Jiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I want to cover a little bit of Operation Dudulla news. It looks like we're going to be covering them quite a lot because they have shifted their focus from the clinics and hospitals, and now they are focusing on schools. Oh, little children will be taken out of class if Operation Dudulla would have it their way. So I want to speak about them, but I wanted to start on the note, and I want to speak also about the economic freedom fighters. You guys know that they have opened a case because there was a child that was unalived, that has unalived because of being rejected access to basic healthcare. A 1-year-old child, I believe. But we will listen to the videos regarding that. Okay, let me start by saying Zandele Dabula, usis Dabula. A lot of things have been flying on the internet. I did make a video, I believe yesterday, if not the day before yesterday, that I'm seeing a lot of people calling her a Zimbabwean. Apparently there's a sister that has come out. Everything that I have reported on, I have said on the video that nothing comes from an official source. So it's not the Department of Home Affairs itself that's saying something, like in the situation of Chidima. No one credible was saying things. Those who were chasing those type of news is people that wanted something to trend with, or understand. And I said, I don't necessarily believe all of those things. So now she has come out and she has said she's waiting to be deported because she can see that there's a campaign against her by the Red Berets and everything. So it looks like she is South African. She says she's born and bred in Pilnville, is it Dobsonville or Pinville, in Soweto. That's what she says. So we must believe her. We must believe her until proven otherwise. And this is I think people were trying to make her feel the treatment that she was giving other people, that she has to come out and produce identity and prove herself, like she's making other people prove herself. So yeah, I think at some point she needs to do that. There is already an interview that I was sent, but that thing was 5 hours. I don't have 5 hours to listen to Dudulla and their debate and everything. I don't have time. I don't have time for that. But I want to say, let us not go on the internet and unfairly attack the sister, Dabula, Zandele. So yeah, let's stop attacking her. So let's go to. Let me just take you guys to the health facilities where they say they want only documented people in the health facilities.
So, if the MECs are pleading with us to stop blocking kids, it's just as simple as they need to make sure that all the kids that are in those...
No, sorry, this is in reference to healthcare facilities, not the schools. Healthcare facilities, MEC for health.
Oh. Okay, so now we're switching from education to healthcare. Marawena, you are twisting us.
No, sorry, I'm just here for health, not for schools.
But this is a problem of the schools. I'll just give you a straight answer to say that all we want is we want people who are documented, but also public facilities are reserved for South Africans. We're not blocking people from accessing health care. We're just saying that they should go to private and pay for the services. That's as easy as that.
And obviously, I mean, you're not Home Affairs officials, so how are you determining, when you are at these things, how are you determining whether someone is South African or not?
They must produce their identity to show that I'm a South African. That's as simple as that. You walk into a facility, you produce that I'm a South African, and you will be gladly allowed to be inside. But if you're not, you will definitely probably have a passport, and if you have a passport, then it means you must pay. Because also what we're saying is that if they want to use our public facilities, they must pay for them. And unfortunately, in the local clinics, there is no method of payment. Yes, only in the hospitals, but even in the hospitals, they don't pay. So all we are saying is that our systems are strained. It cannot take any more people. It's only allocated for South Africans, and it needs to be reserved for South Africans.
And maybe in light of the incident that just happened, I mean, will you be continuing or will you be tempering down in terms of these blockages at public healthcare facilities?
We're not tempering down. We're not backing down. We are continuing with our operations. The allegations and all that, they will be discussed in the courts and all that, but we will continue with our operations.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, with Operation Dudulla, we have seen, and and I keep on telling you South Africans that I understand the frustration of Operation Dudulla. I don't know why you are attacking us on the comment section. We understand, but we are also saying that it is not their job to do what they are doing. The people that have failed us as a country is the ANC. It's the ANC, and I'm gonna do a video about Ufikile Mbalula challenging Udada Mrelo to chase undocumented people out of Johannesburg, and I'm going to explain why it is going to be difficult to do it now. Now it's not easy to going to do that. So Operation Dudulla, we have seen in videos where they have chased away darker skinned South Africans because they speak Tsonga or Shivenda. It is on record. It is on record. I told you guys, those who don't know what we are talking about, go and watch Politically Incorrect with Abuti Mashiane. There is a young man, a South African man. His child was turned around with him and the mother because he is Tsonga speaking and he is darker in complexion. And the Operation Dudulla people, and I wonder if he opened a case, because I said he must go and open a case against these hooligans. They are barbaric in their manner of doing things, where they ask you to provide an ID, and you provide an ID, and they still dispute it. You know, it's not nice as a South African, and that is why it's never going to end. This thing. It's never going to end. Once you are done with foreigners, it's going to be a tribal war. After a tribal war, it's going to be a sectional war, a location war, where if you come from that village or you come from, even if you are South African, but you don't come from this area, they're going to kick you out. That is what is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, our system is strained, but they are blocking even South Africans. And that's the problem that Operation Dudulla has. I mean, that's the problem that some of us have with Operation Dudulla. You cannot change or let me rather place it like this. You cannot interpret the Constitution the way you want. Operation Dudulla members have been arrested for keeping people out of hospital. And they were crying. So painful. They were crying. There were 3 ladies that were arrested from Operation Dudulla on Women's Day. They were in prison. Do you guys still remember that? Let me pull the clip up.
Thursday singene venini yabo mina basilanda and basasithanda ngo-5 o'clock singahlanga singahlangani
And it was not nice to see those ladies spend a weekend behind bars during Women's Weekend. I remember very well, I reported on it at that time. And I was like, they were crying. The thing that some Operation Dudulla members don't understand is that on camera, what you do on camera is a prima facie evidence that is going to be used against you in court. You are going to regret it if you become violent, if you do wrong things, if you push someone, if you are seen, if your facial your face can be recognized through a video, whatever that you are doing, and that person takes that footage to a police station and they take it to court, you are going to sleep in prison and you are not going to enjoy it. Because the fight that you are fighting, there's other ways of fighting it. I agree with you, man. The ANC has failed us. The ANC has failed us. The ANC has completely failed us. Now we have a situation where there is a young child that has unalived because of this Operation Dudulla. And now the economic freedom fighters has went to court to go and open a case against the leader of Operation Dudulla, because she's the one that is pushing these people. Now she will also spend some time behind bars, depending on who is pushing this agenda of Operation Dudulla behind the scene that we don't know. I mean, the funders and whoever, we don't know who's keeping these members in the streets every week. Are they unemployed? They don't have anything else to do? Who's funding them? What are they eating? How? All of those things. But the EFF has opened a case, and this is what the EFF said.
So we must stop trying to deflect our problems that are created by government. Yeah. And then we say, no, those problems are attributed towards this particular thing. No, illegal immigrants or not. A 1-year-old child died. That child does not know whether they are in South Africa legally or illegal. Why must a 1-year-old child die at the expense of old people who want to use the socio-economic conditions of our people for political popularity? For they must be known in society. A 1-year-old must die. So we were here today to open a case against the Dudulla operation. We're here today to open a case against the leader of Dudulla. Why is it important that we open a case against the leader of Dudulla? Because she's the one who inspires her own people to do that. To go into clinics, to go and stop health care to be given to our people. And when we say our people, we mean me and you, by the way. Because it could so happen that you are dark-skinned enough for them to say, well, no, you are not a South African. They want to take us back to the golden days of apartheid, where we must now carry our passes to prove that we are South African. But that's not the position of the EFF, by the way. You must be documented, but it doesn't mean that you must travel around with your documentation. To be documented, it means you are in the system, you are known. It doesn't mean that you must carry a document with you all the time to prove that you are South African. But this is where...
Okay, now the EFF gets a lot of backlash for taking this stance against Operation Dudulla. You remember Operation Dudulla comes far over fighting economic freedom fighters back in the days of Abutin Tlantlalaks. And you at that time you could almost come to a conclusion that this is a paid campaign against the EFF, where Lux is targeting the EFF and everything. We don't know how much of that is truth or whatever, but we know that there's there's a healthy fight, between Dudulla and the economic freedom fighters. It never stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, it cannot be that someone's child has passed away and we don't worry about it because we think that child has got no documents. The mother was here illegal. It cannot be that you sleep peacefully at night knowing that someone is 1 year old child has passed away, and you as a South African you're saying it's fine balayekile. No, there's something wrong with you. Mm-mm. Iba nenhliziyo man, iba nenhliziyo. I don't want to say put yourself in other people's shoes, but I'm saying that child has done absolutely nothing wrong. Help the child, arrest the mother, deport the family, do what you need to do, but don't allow a situation where a child is then unalived because of you trying to fight. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what exactly is Operation Dudulla trying to do. It takes money, it takes effort, it takes human resources to be at clinics in different locations every day of the week. And now you are targeting schools. It's not easy. It's not easy to do that, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy to do that. Who is funding Operation Dudulla? To a point where members get arrested, they come back and they still do the same thing. Come on, somebody on the comment section tell us. And again, the EFF is saying the point again to say, listen, we are not here to say undocumented people must not come in our must come to our country freely and whatever. There is no country that says that. But there is no country that is developing and that is good and that's got neighbors and everything that can say that they don't have undocumented people in their country. There is no country that can say that. Go to the UK, go to the US, go wherever. You're going to find undocumented foreigners there. And that country has to, make sure that they combat that because you don't want it to get out of control. The ANC has left it far too long, and now it is a mountain of a problem. It's no longer that small problem that you could have solved by saying anyone who's not documented, run to this Home Affairs, we're going to document you, or we arrest you, we deport you, whatever. That's no longer happening. It can no longer happen. So the EFF is saying we are not here to say undocumented people come. But we are saying a child cannot die because of Operation Dudulla. Uthini Africa? Ore ngwana o monyana no kgwafela ka mkgo. Aowa banna. No, that one I cannot agree with. The Department of Education yesterday was with the spokesperson of the Department of Education. I forget this guy. This guy. Hey, let me not tell you what I'm thinking. But the spokesperson of the Department of Education was out and about with Operation Dudulla because now they are going to the schools. They are going to the schools. They don't want foreigners at the schools. And there's something that the spokesperson of the Department of Education, I believe in Gauteng, said there that I think many South Africans are ignoring that fact. And I'm going to give you an example. But let's just quickly listen to him.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are saying we have a constitutional obligation to make sure that we teach all children. And constitutionally, all children of a school-going age must be at school. Now it's even worse. There's an introduction of grade R. The law dictates that those children must be taught. And, the argument that we also teach those that are not documented. Our response was that it's not only South Africans or foreigners that are undocumented. You do have South Africans that are undocumented, and you then have foreigners that are undocumented. But when we interact with parents, what we put an emphasis on is to say they need to make sure that they provide us with that proof to say the child has a document. If they don't have, we guide them, working with very closely with Department of Home Affairs. We assisted a lot of children with their parents to make sure that they attain these documents. To a certain extent, in some areas, we work very closely with Home Affairs. They will then bring their mobile unit, assist the citizens that will be there, and foreign nationals with their documentation and all that. So we are saying, from where we are sitting, children must be in a class.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a story. I worked at a farm as a site supervisor. Before I got into the Department of Agriculture, I was in the private sector. And I worked at a farm in Richie, and just 30 kilometers out of Kimberley, on the Cape Town Road on the N12. And when I worked there, yes, I saw racism with my own eyes. Yo, if I didn't tell you the story of that farm, yeah. I thought I knew racism until I worked at the farm as a site supervisor. I'm not one of the. I'm the guy who was responsible to go and collect the workers, clock them in, and shift them from one area to another area, making sure that they work and also clock them out, and then do their loggings to make sure that they get paid for the days that they clocked in. I was that guy. We call it a site supervisor. A farm, a foreman. I don't know how to put it in another language. A foreman. Ek was nou die voorman daar in die plaas in. Yo, so at some point we had issues with the payments and everything, getting cash and paying them. Sometimes money will short and all of those things. So we decided, no man, let's open bank accounts so that people can be paid electronically. So I got a friend of mine who was working at ABSA, because they've got an ABSA branch there. There's no other branch, bank branch. There's only ABSA. That's there. And we then said to the workers, bring your IDs so that we can open a bank account for you guys, all of you. Those people fought me. Number one is because they are farm workers. They were happy with the kuferki. Yayazi kuferki. Kenye vate se kuferki. Mtomnyama yayazi kuferki. Ungasabi fa uyazi nami mangena la peplasini. It was the first time ngizwa kuferki. Now a kuferki it's an envelope. They are used to getting paid in an envelope. So they were not happy with this issue of the bank because of bank charges. You can't get, if you get a 50 rand, you can't withdraw the whole 50 rand, things like that, those technical issues. But some of them were not happy because they did not have IDs. And I did not understand it. I was still a young man. This was 2000 and... When was this, young? 2015. I want to say 2015. Yeah, 14, 15, somewhere there. When I was working there. I did not understand that you are South African. How can you say you don't have an ID? So this is what the spokesperson of the Department of Education is saying. He said it's not only foreigners that don't have IDs. There's situation that lead to parents. I don't know what situation, but there's many situations that happened that a South African child does not get documented same time. And then it lapses to 2 years, 1 year, and then it's no longer easy to prove that this child was born here and this child is your child. It's such a big process. So there are South African children that don't have documents, and they're in the process. They are still trying to figure things out. There are South African children that got into school up until matric. This child is pure South African, but in matric they can't write exams because they don't have an ID number. There's those situations in South Africa. You know them, South Africans. You have heard about them on TV and all of those things. So That is what is going on here. So Dudulla will not care, will not understand the processes of Home Affairs. They will kick that child out. They say, you are lying, you are not South African. That's what Dudulla will do. Because Dudulla is saying South African children must take preference, and we agree with that. South African children must take preference. But the department is saying that they've got an obligation, a constitutional obligation, to keep school-going children age in school. It's an obligation, it's a constitutional one. They have to, from grade R up until whatever, they need to make sure that these children are in school. So I saw that. So this is they were interviewing the spokesperson of the Department of Education. But the reason why they were interviewing him, it was because Dudulla has started to go and drop letters at schools to tell them, next year, January, we're coming for you guys. We know there are Lesotho children here. We know that there are foreign children, Zimbabwean children in the schools. We are coming for you next year. So that's the campaign of the elections starting already, because that's the ticket that Dudulla is eating on. But let's listen to them quickly.
Can you be assisted, please? In the absence of the principal and his or her deputy, who is in charge? Akupi? But then they must assist. Whoever, we don't want to disrupt the school, we're not here for that. We just want to talk to the right person and deliver the letter and leave. Who do we talk to? Because it looks like they're in exam room and we can't disrupt them more. So can we get somebody that will address the letter, get it signed, and then we leave? I'm sure there is somebody that can acknowledge the letter that we have. You call? Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, you know what, guys? It's not easy for some of these principals, because even if a principal does not want to accept foreigners or undocumented foreigners, the law forces them to. Or let me not say the law forces them to. The law allows them to. It allows them. Even now with the online system, those parents can still apply, and their children gets accepted in those schools, because now the system is completely digital. So that's the situation that is happening right now. Yeah, it's an informal settlement. There, when it says physical address, where it says, I don't know how they fill that form in, but that's what they do. And some principals their hands are tied. And remember, principals and teachers normally, or that profession, it's a calling. It should be a calling. Being around other people's children 24/7 for 20 years teaching, you must have a love for children. And seeing these children, they look at the children and they're like, yo, okay, I'm going to be that person that this child is going to thank one day when they grow up. Because this child is going to have a story. And I'm going to contribute positively in this child's story. That is the honest truth that is happening here, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know. Principals are hiding away. Teachers are hiding. The deputy principal is hiding. Everyone is hiding away from Operation Dudulla, because they know what type of mindset they bring. And credit to Zandele. She's speaking softly there. She's just asking, please, can there be someone who can come and accept this letter, so that we can be on our way. Just accept it. And the letter is saying, listen, come next year, you are not going to have these children here. Now the question is, Dudulla, you are not the law. You are interpreting the law the way you want, but you have been arrested. You have been in lockerheads with the law because what you are doing is not constitutionally right, and Dudulla does not want to listen to that. They don't want to listen to that. But anyways, there is some points that Zandele is making, and I'm like, what she's saying, she's making a valid point, man. She's making a valid point because I mean I'm not fighting her. I'm listening, I'm observing, and I'm coming to my own opinion.
Resolve issues where you're sitting with a child in school. I was in that school just now. They have Basutus whose parents are undocumented. They even showed us that they do follow-ups with the parents. But it's almost year end now. You're sitting with an undocumented child. Clearly the parent is undocumented and they don't even care because they don't even respond to them. How do you remedify the situation where you are promoting illegality? Because you are saying, whether you're documented or not, we will help you. We will provide free school for your children, and you're not even taking into cognizance that there is child trafficking. And can I just finish?
Yeah.
There is child trafficking. Now, I'm going to say I am the mother of this lady, and there's nothing linking me with the child that I'm claiming to be the parent of. So you guys are also promoting human trafficking because we're not even sure that who are the parents of these kids. How do you guys correct that when we have a document that states what the parents need to submit at the schools, but vice versa, Nina, again the department, you're working against your own laws? Because the law says that they must produce your visas, the relevant documents, your visas, your proof of address, which is permanent resident and all that. But also you are saying that whether they have it or not, you must take them. What happens to the child that lives opposite the school, that lives just here, that needs to be schooled in the school, but cannot be admitted because isikolo sigcwele abeSuthu who are living in this informal settlement, and there's another informal settlement they called Zamimpilo. What happens to that South African?
Yeah, and like I said, guys, I'm not fighting Dudulla because I'm not saying illegal South Africans must go to other countries illegally. I'm not saying other countries must come in South Africa illegally. If you've been listening to King Said So for some time now, especially during the open border debate in South Africa, you have heard me say that I've come up with a solution for that, which is the advanced integrated border system, meaning you fuse or you integrate the Home Affairs Department, the Police Department, and the Correctional Service Department, so that South African police, or let me say SADC police that are working in the SADC umbrella, can go and perform arrest in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, in Mozambique, so that a police officer must not be limited in chasing crime because of a border. You understand what I'm saying? They must be able, because if a policeman sees a bakkie that has been stolen in South Africa, but it has been driven just across the fence in Mozambique, they can't do anything. They can't cross and arrest people in the other side of the fence. So the advanced integrated border system is exactly that. It's there to integrate the important departments to infuse our countries. And I don't think it is a big impossible call for South Africa, Lesotho, Namibia, Botswana, and Swaziland to do. I don't think it's impossible. Okay, maybe Namibia is a little bit big, but when it comes to Botswana, South Africa, Lesotho, Namibia, and Swaziland, those 5 countries can integrate their system so easily, because it's not going to be plus 10 million people. It's going to be less than 10 million people. And that's just people that stay in Johannesburg, by the way. So, yeah, that is my call. So I understand what Usesi is saying there in terms of human trafficking. You don't know if this child was stolen in Lesotho and brought here, and it's a valid point. It's not always the case, but it is a possibility that a crime might have happened, that this child has been taken forcefully from their parents. Nobody can speak for that, but the advanced integrated border system can fix all of that. And also, yeah, South Africans will then not have space because the school is full next to them, and all of those things. I understand those points. Oh my god, this video is too long. Video is too long, you will excuse me. Let me just cut it there, but tell me what you think about the EFF versus Operation Dudula. Tell me what you think about that. Do you think Operation Dudulla is doing a good job? I see a lot of people are, oh, excuse me, I want to sneeze. A lot of people are giving Operation Dudulla a thumbs up. A lot of people are saying no. So, I want to sneeze, but I'm not sneezing. A lot of people are saying no, they're not doing a good job. They are xenophobic. So let me hear your thoughts on the comment session. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child, do your best, and allow God to do the rest. My apologies for such a long video. But if you indeed you did enjoy it and you watched it so far, please click the subscribe button so that we can grow this channel to 60,000 subscribers.